My name is Simon Bale and I am Voscur's representative on the Thriving Neighbourhoods Partnership Board. The last meeting of the Thriving Neighbourhoods Board was on the 22nd of September, and there are four main agenda items that I want to report back to you on. The first item was about statistical data around the neighbourhood partnerships and was presented by Sarah McMahon from the City Council, who presented to us a wide range of very, very useful information about neighbourhood partnerships and how they fit into the bigger picture of Bristol as a whole. Information around crime, around how people feel about where they live, the quality of life survey, all the demographics, and all these things have been prepared by Sarah in terms of each neighbourhood partnership. She presented, for example, about Greater Bedminster, because that's where we were meeting, but she is capable and is prepared to produce equivalent data for every neighbourhood partnership. Voscur, the website Voscur also already has some of this information online, and if you want to find out more, it's worth contacting Matthew Simmons of Voscur, and he'll be able to help you out and where to go to get that information, but it's very useful. The second item on the agenda was the big one, which is about the devolution of power and money and all other sorts of decision-making processes to neighbourhood partnerships, which is being led by the City Council. A report to the executive at the Council is being prepared for the 1st of October, at which decisions will be made as to how to, when things move forward. The important thing for neighbourhood partnerships, of course, is that there is both money and power to be involved in decision making about local neighbourhoods, which is something obviously that Voscur and the Thriving Neighbourhoods way of thinking wants to take on as a very positive thing. But of course there's lots to sort out, lots of details and lots of questions still unanswered, not least of which is one of the frustrations is about how little consultation there has been to this point about what actually is involved and how neighbourhoods get involved and become engaged in the decision making and how the money is allocated. It was really clear that the process so far is not clear enough about who makes decisions where and when. There are legal requirements, of course. The city councillors have a legal responsibility to take decisions over the allocation of money, but also they need to understand that the communities and the voluntary sector are involved, and the voluntary and community sector needs to know how the councillors are involved, and the other agencies involved in all these partnerships need to be aware of where they stand and how they can bring something to the table to make a decision, so that local people can be involved effectively in decision making.
Okay.
Voscur has produced a very helpful guide to this whole process, which is available online, and obviously call Voscur and you'll find out more. There's money linked to this. £11 million is being devolved to the neighbourhoods, but that's only a very small drop in quite a large ocean of funding, which is obviously the council holds. So it's, there's a lot of work still to be done, and Voscur will be helping us all engage with this, how this rolls out. The first year of delivery is intended to be part of the consultation, and that there will be changes made during the year as to how things work. But of course, for that to be effective, we at Voscur, voluntary and community sector organisations, need to be absolutely involved in how it works, to make our voices heard and to work with each other to make that happen. The third item on the agenda was presented by Ian Quaife from the Community Cohesion Unit at the City Council, who was talking to us around how the Community Cohesion Unit is intending to work more closely with neighbourhood partnerships across the city. Until now they've mostly been working within the new communities coming into neighbourhoods, and are recognising that that isn't necessarily the most effective way to work, and that to properly promote and develop community cohesion they need to work with everybody in a neighbourhood, which is great news to hear, and I think something we need to watch out for and engage with whenever we can. In particular, Ian was talking about how they're working more with young people in light of how Bristol schools are becoming more and more diverse. He wants to find ways to explore cohesion in schools in particular, and will be developing the thinking in that way. The fourth item on the agenda was about Section 106 money. Section 106 money is the money or funding allocated by a developer when they are planning to develop an area which is to be put aside to be used for the benefit of the area which is being developed. Traditionally that's around housing or transport issues and that sort of thing. and it's quite a complicated legal, financial sort of area, so I won't go into the details of that, but the item was about how difficult it is to actually get this money spent, and there is millions of pounds in various coffers still just resting there waiting to be allocated to projects which will benefit the local area. An interesting and quite complicated aspect of 106 money is that the money doesn't become available until what it's being spent on has been done. So it remains the property, or in the ownership. The money remains in the ownership of the developer until the work has been finished. One important aspect of the complications around 106 funding is that the money is only part of a project, and often other bits of the funding can take longer to secure. So, for example, a bus route might be a big project of which 106 funding is just a part. Let's say the bus shelters or the raised curbs, and until the whole bus route is developed, the money for the raised curbs or the bus shelters isn't available in a particular area. So let's say Brislington or fish ponds, the whole bus route might be going into the city centre, but the bit that is available for the fish ponds or the Brislington area isn't available until the whole bus route is available. So that keeps the money out of the public sector for a long time and remains in the coffers, and is a big stumbling block over the spending of the 106 funding in general. So that's my report of the Thriving Neighbourhoods Partnership Board from September. I'm going to be at the Voscur AGM on 21st of October. If you want to find out more, ask me some questions, challenge me on anything I've said, then I'll be there, and please do approach me, because I'd like to talk.